Good morning and welcome back to the Amputee Angler. Freshwater fishing today, who knew? Come to Marsh Farm Fisheries. It's a long way from home, it's up near Guildford for me. Holds a good head of Crucian and Tench and some Bream in this lake. It's got 3 lakes and I'll do a little bit of information now for you. Day tickets are really reasonable, for I think it's £7 for me because obviously I'm disabled. Fishing 2 rods, we're going to fish one just on a feeder, standard cage feeder, and we're going to put that out to the far bank. And then on the other one, we've got just a Waggler, and I've plumbed the depth. So for those who don't know, plumbing the depth, basically working out the depth of the water. So my hook bait's going to be sitting bang on the bottom. And I've heard chopped luncheon meat's working well here. So we've got luncheon meat, got some lovely ground bait, and we've got maggots and a bit of corn as well. So really well kept lake here, and I can actually drive straight to the lake. So I was a bit worried when I was Googling where to go. So I want to get away from home, do something different. You can actually, disabled anglers are allowed to pull up to various swims and a lay-by, and it's a Monday today, so there's not many people here. There's a guy across from me fishing Waggler, I haven't seen him catch anything, and there's another guy on the corner. So that's the plan today. As always, I'll keep you posted as I'm going. Hopefully we can get a few. Let's go. Yeah, so this rod is out over there on that far bank. It's over there. Did have, as soon as I put that bait out a minute ago, a feeder with a bit of luncheon meat. There's a bite, there's a bite, there's a bite, there's a bite. No, there's a bite. There's a bite. Couple of little bites on that now. Nothing slam round though. And back he goes. Nothing to note yet, guys. We're was on the maggots on the float, and we were getting loads of little bites. I think they're little gudgeon, and we had that perch. But we're not here for that. We're here for a Crucian, a Tench, or hopefully a Bream, something along those lines. But we've got two things going now. We've got the float and the feeder. The feeder's had a couple of little rattles, but I don't think that's anything special. But it's a lovely venue, this one. Really is nice. So I'm feeding little and often. I've got 4 spots going at the minute. Oh, a bit wayward there with those ones. Yeah, I've got 4 spots going. So I've got a margin swim just to my front, just on the float, set at depth. So the corn should just be laying on the bottom now. And then I've got a feeder swim out on the far bank, and that's in tight, that one. It's about 2 foot off the bank, which should be ideal. And then I'm also feeding 2 closer margin swims, but that are a little way off to the sides. So I've got options. And I can see the swim stim ground bait working because it's bubbling up. So I think it's just going to be a case of a waiting game now. But yeah, lovely venue, really is nice. Tackle shop was really helpful. There's a couple of guys fishing now. It's a Monday, but it's all normally the older boys, retired older boys that come here on Mondays, so I'm told. But I'm a younger, retired guy, so I'm here as well. I just want to try and fish a few different venues this year. I don't want to sit on the same lakes that I know. I want to get out and about. Oh, there's a bite. There's a bite. I think we've got a bite, guys. Oh. There's definitely some interest on this feeder rod. Whether or not it's fish having a go at the ground bait and shaking it, I don't know. There's been nothing solid. But I'm told that luncheon meat and corn is the one here, so that's got a bit of luncheon meat on it, on a size 14. So if something takes that, it's going to be half substantial. But that's the 3rd bite since I cast it out 5 minutes ago now, the 3rd register on the tip. What we're after is it to slam round. Oh, that's a lovely fish. That's a Bream, guys, it's a Bream. Oh. That is a lovely Bream. On the float, bit of corn, that's lovely. Let's have a look. There we go, first of the day. Lovely Bream. That is a lovely Bream. Lovely mouth on it. That took a bit of corn on the Waggler. Just inside there in the margins. Absolutely lovely fish. So I'm going to get him back with a landing net. I'm sat down because it's not safe to be standing up with fish. So you sit down for it. Normally people would be on their knees, but obviously I can't do that. There we go. So obviously I can't bend down properly to put these fish back, so I'm going to use the landing net. And back he goes. There we go, that's all it was. Just a little BB Waggler. We've got the shot down the line, so a slightly heavier one there. And then 6 inches above the hook, we've got another tiny little one. That just helps the bait waft down. And I was just having to be looking at the float when it sailed under. Lovely bream with a couple of pound. Boom, and there you are, size 14 hook on a bit of 4 pound hook length. Bit of sweet corn, done. Just lost another good bite there. I say I lost a good bite, I missed the fish. Float, boom, straight under, struck it, nothing there. Solid take though, solid take. You can see, you won't see it on the camera because I'm not pointing at the lake, but that swim stem ground bait, you can really see it bubbling up. So all I've got is my bit of corn, and we're slightly over depth, and that's just fishing on top of those bubbles. It's literally a nice little marker, and we're probably only 6 foot out. Not had a sniff on the feeder rod yet, but that's got luncheon meat on it, and I'm targeting the Crucians with that. But I might go onto the corn, or I might bring it in. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, we're getting bites now on the good stuff. So hopefully there's more to come. We're getting another bite. I only just cast it back out, back in the same swim, or the same spot, sorry, over the ground bait. I say when these bream come in, they can really start getting on the feed. I've not seen any bubbles or any signs other than the bites. Hopefully though, we're onto a winner here now. Like I said, we spent time plumbing out the margins. When we first got here, we spent time doing that. I'm just trying to get a bit of bait in there now, because it was the bream we had and they normally come through in waves. I put a little bit of corn out, a little bit of luncheon meat, some ground bait and some maggots over the top, and I'm just trying to generate that life in the swim, because if the small stuff starts getting amongst stuff, that will draw the bigger stuff in to worry about to think, oh, what are they eating, and they come in, a bit like sea fishing. When you're congering, then the pouts start ravaging stuff, and then the congers go, oh, what are they eating? And then the congers come on. That's what I'm trying to do here. But we've had we've had the nice bream, and we've lost a couple of nice ones there. So fingers crossed now, we can really start to get this swim going. We're in, guys, we're in. Another bream. It's another bream. And there we go. It's another bream. There we go. It's another nice sized bream. Stay still and I'll unhook you. There we go. So, again, lovely sized bream. Good 3.5. Lovely fish that. Boom. Another nice bream. Actually got a bit of a mark on him, this one. Got some sort of a bird mark, maybe a cormorant or something like that, but they've got extendable mouths, and literally that reaches out, grabs the fish, grabs the bait. But I've missed a couple of these, I think. I mean, there's a few in the swim, so again, that was on the corn. Back he goes. All right, so we just caught a fish. So we just had one, and I'm just gonna, before I bait the float up again, I'm just gonna put some more bait in and just repeat. So it's gonna literally be a hand, palm sized bit of ground bait, bit of swim stem, and then we'll put some corn and meat over the top, let that settle for 2 minutes, and then we'll put the bait back in. And we're just down here in the margin. And now, a bit of corn. So yeah, we've got a bit of corn, a bit of maggot, and that'll go in the swim as well. And while I'm there, I'll put some in the other side as well, just for good measure. That's what the bait was. Got a single piece of corn, just your standard sweet corn. Make sure the hook point is proud, and that's all we're doing, and we're fishing that hard on the deck. That's it. No real secrets. Like I said, shot spread out down the line so it wafts down, gives you a bit of control as well. And then we're just casting it beyond the swim, and then reeling it back over. And that is it. In the holder, and then we're waiting. What you won't see is the float will go down. Oh, it's a bite straight away almost. Oh yeah, had a bite straight away. What I was trying to say is the float will sort of semi-cock, and then you'll get a little dunk where that last split shot comes level, and then you're set to go. But I think I've got a bite already. Oh, and a bite instantly there. Instant bite as soon as that hit the bottom. That's a good sign. So again, casting beyond the swim so the splash isn't over your baited area. Not that it's too drastic. And then we're just letting that settle in the swim. And that's it, that's all we're doing. Couple of bream. I haven't seen anybody else have anything yet. Doesn't mean I'm doing well, but I haven't seen loads of fish coming out. I'm hoping for a Crucian, and I'm fishing hard for one, but I don't know the water. But got the wind in our face, we've got a nice looking swim. So fingers crossed before we have to take off, we can get one. Just putting up a fight, whatever it is. Putting up a fight. Just go in there. Get out. Ah! Lost it in the hedges. That was a nice fish. That was going like a rocket. That's a little bit heartbreaking. I think it was a tench. And it was going like the clappers, and I just couldn't get it out. And I stand up out of this chair, I have to push myself up. And I just got onto double maggot, and it sailed away instantly. And of course I struck into it thinking it was going to be something small. It went off like the clappers. Should have spent more time getting it to the net before I stood up, really. But it's what it is. That was a nice fish. Oh, the most floppiest fight ever, but this one's a bream. Another bream, guys, another bream. Barely put up a fight, that one. Nothing like that tench a minute ago, but there we go. Another one in the bag. I was doing more fighting now than it was earlier. Just in the corner of the mouth. So there it is, look. Perfectly hooked in there, double red maggot, barbless hook, so that's probably going to come straight out, and it does. There we go, double reds. Another nice little bream. Well, excuse the red face, it is very warm. I've gone on to maggot on the feeder now as well, because that bream came on the maggot, and the tench that I lost was on double maggot, single red, single white, so one of each. So I've gone back to maggot now. Speaking to a match angler a minute ago, he says this isn't really the lake for the Crucians. The other one, the Harris, is the Crucian lake. But that was a tench I had. It was, if you didn't know there wasn't any carp in here, save for Crucians, so there's no commons, no mirrors, you would have thought it was a carp. It was swimming left and right, and then eventually, sadly with my legs, to get up out the chair, I have to put the rod in one hand and push up. and that dropped the tip and it swung left, and I was applying side pressure and I just couldn't get it out those bushes, and put a bit too much pressure on, and the little size 14 barbless pulled. But we've gone to maggot on the feeder now, and we've had a couple of little knocks, but we're going to get small perch and stuff as well. But I'm hoping that by doing that we can snaffle out a few breams. We've had 4 now, and two lost and a tench lost, so I think that's just me out of practice though. But I've only seen one come across the river, and they're local guys, and I've only had one, so perhaps I'm not doing too badly, and I'm overthinking it. But we'll give it another hour or so anyway, and then we'll try and get on the motorway before the traffic. So, but absolutely lovely venue here. I'm definitely coming back, and I will fish the other lake. But this has been lovely. Really, really nice day's fishing. Another one. There we go, bream number 5. Double maggot, double reds that time. And like I said earlier, once you get them in the swim, they're normally there. If you can hold them, they stay in all day. As soon as we get the fish, before I bait the hook back up and put it out again, ball of ground bait, bit of corn, bit of maggot, and then cast over the swim, drag it back into the swim, and then we're set again, and that's it. Feeder's getting knocks, but it's only on its little tiny stuff. I think next time I fish here, I'll probably fish 2 floats, one left, one right, because that feeder hasn't been up to much today, and I think we probably could have caught a lot more fish if that had been the case. But yeah, really, really enjoyed today so far. I'm glad I've come here. Really, really nice day, and it's been a lovely venue. We've had some good fishing, but it's not over yet. Been getting played by little tiny bites in it lately, and that explains that. The smallest of smallest perches. Look at that. Baby, baby, baby. They are lovely little predators. Almost look like a bit like a bass. Lovely little dorsal fins there. Absolutely lovely. Just had an adder go past, and we got our first fish on the feeder. It's going to be a small perch, I think. Been rattling away all day. Little tiny fish. I got distracted by the adder, and the adder went under my rod tip, and I looked at it and it was bouncing. Another species for the day. So what's that, a silver bream or a skimmer? I'm not sure, I think it's a skimmer. Yeah, lovely little fish. Another one for the day. This feels a bit more like the last one. This is going all around the swim. This feels like the last one. There we go. This feels like the last something we had. I think this is a tench. It'll be nice to see it. Oh, it's powered off again. Oh, it's a nice tench. It's a nice tench. Come on. Get your head up. It's a nice tench, guys, nice tench. I got him. That's a beautiful fish. Oh, we got one of the things we've come for. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful tench. That is lovely. Haven't caught one of these for years. I was hoping to get one of these today along with some Crucians, but I'll take this. This is beautiful. So again, safest way for me, in the landing net. And there it goes. Well, that's the end of another Amputee Angler session. Something different today on the lake. Really enjoyable session here at Marsh Farm. Really enjoyed it. I'll be coming back. This is perfect for me. Fish, easy access. Everyone's friendly. The tackle shop's brilliant. Can't speak highly enough of this, and I'll try the other lake next time. Half a dozen bream, good bream today. One tench lost, one tench caught, a couple of little perch, and a silver bream, possibly a skimmer. I'm not sure the difference. If you know the difference between that little silver one, let me know in the comments. Other than that, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon.